moment I saw the bank manager's expression, I knew. My account was frozen. My name vanished from every legal document we once signed together. And just like that, $400 million disappeared into thin air behind me. My husband stood smiling, already divorced me in secret, already replaced me. He thought I was broken, but what he never saw coming was how quietly I had been building my case. Watching, recording, preparing. This isn't just betrayal. It's war. This is the story of power stolen and reclaimed. Comment your city below. Story lovers. I was raised in Georgia, a Black woman from modest beginnings. When I met Ethan, a wealthy, charming investor from Manhattan, our worlds couldn't have been more different. But love doesn't care about zip codes. We got married within a year. Soon, I was living in high-rises, traveling first class, co-signing loans, and building an empire beside him. I became his silent strength handling legal documents, overseeing charitable foundations, staying in the background while he shone in boardrooms. But things began to shift. I noticed late-night meetings that didn't make sense. Passwords changed. Financial updates I used to receive suddenly stopped. Still, I stayed composed. I'd been underestimated my whole life by teachers, by bosses, and now by my own husband. But I knew something he didn't. I had learned to read silence, and his silence was screaming at me. One morning, I logged into our joint account. Access denied. Called the bank. I'm sorry, ma'am. Your credentials have been revoked. My name no longer existed in the system. At first, I thought it was a glitch. Then I found legal documents hidden in our shared Dropbox divorce papers, filed in another state. No notification. No confrontation. He was divorcing me. In secret. Worse, the documents claimed I was mentally unstable, that I had no contribution to the business, that the $400 million in our joint assets was his alone. I felt numb. This wasn't just betrayal. This was erasure. But I wasn't the girl he married anymore. I had been quietly earning my law certification. I had digital backups of every business transaction, every login. Every time he moved funds, I had it tracked. I knew every shell company, every offshore transfer. He was brilliant in finance, but careless in character. I contacted my Lawyera Sharp, Black woman from Atlanta, who had seen too many women like me discarded when they were no longer useful. Together, we filed an emergency injunction, and then I disappeared. I let him think he'd won. Let him move his new mistress into our penthouse. Let him post smiling photos online. But he had no idea the walls were closing in. Every asset he touched was now under review. And the IRS was just getting started. It happened during his keynote speech at a private equity summit. He was mid-sentence, praising himself for ethical innovation when two federal agents stepped onto the stage. He froze. They handed him a warrant. Seizure of assets. Fraud investigation. And then the bombshell allegations of embezzlement. Backed by documented evidence, not my evidence. The screen behind him flickered to a video his own voice. Caught discussing forged signatures and backdated transfers. The room erupted. Cameras rolled. His investor stormed out. His empire didn't crumble, it imploded in real time. And me. I stood at the back, anonymous in a black coat, watching justice unfold. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. He lost everything: his reputation, his license, and eventually his freedom. The $400 million returned to our trust by court order, but I didn't take it all. I donated half to legal defense funds for women of color. It's because my story isn't rare, it's just rarely believed. They say betrayal breaks you, but sometimes it builds you. I walked away with more than money. I walked away with clarity, power, and the reminder that silence is not weakness, it's strategy. If you're ever pushed into the shadows, remember, that's where the sharpest vision is born. So ask yourself, how many women like me are still unheard, still erased? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.